All right.
Alright. The third time is going to be a charm. I promise you. It will be a charm. So we're doing it from the phone this time. So let's see if it works, okay?
It will work.
Let's just
Alright.
cameras.
So again, I'm Camille Oneash and this is Latoya, and welcome to the Empowerment Talk Show Live, where we empower you to win. Whether it be in life or business. So tonight our topic is a continuation of our conversation as a group, as women, to dive into to say what are we going to do to fix the situation.
Okay.
So we were just talking about how the Black Lives Matter in yellow, the yellow stood out.
It is so, because against the pavement, it is so big and it's so bold and it says such a statement, and inside I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Lisa Nichols will say yes, yes. Yeah, I loved it, and then for the fact that they changed it, and I love the passion all around the world. I've seen videos where kids have, and I'm talking like white kids have like videos talking about the issues. And there was this one particular one that stood out for me where it was two girls, sisters, and they had took chalk and marked on their driveway Black Lives Matter, and they took it and sent it to their parents. I remember what they did, but the parents told them that they should make sure before they get home that needs to be washed away. And I thought about it, and her last comment was, this goes to show that your family can be racist, but you don't have to be racist. They were in a different time, we're living in a different age, and there's no need to, we're all one people. We're literally all one people. What kind of race is it? It's the human race. We just have different shades. Just that's it. Just different shades, and yet some people cannot grasp that concept that we're just one human race of different shade and ethnicity and backgrounds. There's so much, because what we learned growing up in Jamaica, Camille, is that's not, a lot of those things we have to drop those old, values and stuff, or what we'll say, pick some sense out of nonsense as well, and just create our own in this whole new, on this whole new line, on this whole new platform. We've started Empowerment Talk Show, and it's been great. We need more like people like us, young people, just spreading the word and talking about it.
Because you see, we deal with more classism back home opposed to here. We deal with a lot of racism. And the reason why I'm speaking out is because I remembered when I came here to go to school at 16 and how they treated me in school.
Wow.
Because of my teeth and my forehead. Even now as an adult, people still. But now I'm much older, I'm much wiser, and I'm beautiful in my own skin.
Amen.
But then you look at it where we're being killed because of the color of our skin. And pretty soon I believe that they're going to start killing more and more Christians because of what we believe in as well. Because when there's this guy in Nigeria, I was watching a video on Instagram where they just cut his neck off because he's a pastor. Inhuman. There is no more morality. There is no more love among us as a people. There's no more care among us as a people. We're more focused on how we can survive opposed to how we can thrive together.
Right. And not only that, we talk a lot about this in the past, where a lot of people is living for the gram, as they will call it, living for the gram, and we have to get out of that phase and stage where that is all that we care about. Because someone said, not until it's on your doorstep is when it's going to matter to you. Don't wait until it gets to your doorstep for it to matter, for it to be something. There's so much going on right now that we have to be keen on. We have to gather together in whatever way, shape, or form, show our solidarity. And it's not just black people, it's just people of color. Well, everyone is of color. But in the United States, when they say people of color, they're talking about minorities, anyone that is not white. They call people of color.
And it's so bad that we have to be differentiated by color.
It is.
Opposed to just being looked at as a human race.
Right.
Opposed to being looked at as God's people. We're looked at as dehumanized and put aside as cast down. But I believe that this is the time and the era where we need to rise up like Nanny did.
Yes.
And become the voice. Nanny was the only heroine in Jamaica, and she decided that I'm going to be the voice for women, for this nation, and she did just that. So it's best to always focus on what is important.
Yes. So again, people, or we as young people, we have to get out there. We have to, even if you're not like really putting your foot out there, post, share your posts, talk to the people that you know. You know, it doesn't matter the race, the shape, the size, the ethnicity. Just talk, get your voice out there. And not only that, a lot of us, she's back, a lot of us well, we are here, well, we were told that you're here background noise, so we want to adjust that. So thanks, Prince Data. But a lot of us have, you know, so many family members, and we're on so many different platforms, and we just have to get the word out there. If you're uncomfortable going out to protest, remember, and then there's election time now. You know, we're in election season.
Now is the time to open up your mouth.
Open your mouth. Go out and vote for the people who believe in what, and not just vote for anybody. If they're not coming good and coming correct, you know, it's a no for me. No, if you're not coming with the values and sharing the same sentiments as I have, never bother with it. Don't even be bothered with it.
Because you know what happens too? We don't really even know the heart and the intent of any leader until they begin to display that characteristics as they go along throughout their winnings as a mayor or a governor or a president. We really don't know their hidden intentions.
No.
Because in every country where there is voting and politics, I call it isms and schisms.
Oh, yes.
But our responsibility as a nation, as a people, as a community is to rise up together and make a difference.
Yes.
As Janice said in our conversation that we had together a couple of days ago, she said one thing that stood out to me in the call. She said, we need to get our community to sign together, pool our monies together, and buy the property.
Yes,
but instead of us doing that, we're trying to, oh, you stay down here, son.
No, I'm not staying down here.
No? Stay back here, son.
No. Yeah, but that's the reality of it. The crab in a barrel mentality. No, seriously, it's like I eat crab every week, so I see them. No, but it's we have to step out of that phase, and then again, Camille, it's because we can go back to the social mirror, doing it for the gram, for the Twitter, or the Facebook. We need to get out of that. Like, those things aren't important anymore. Camille got me to wear makeup, by the way. I'm just saying. Tonight.
You see what I'm saying?
But, you know,
I've encouraged her to look a little bit more beautiful.
I am beautiful the way I am.
A little bit more.
Sorry.
Welcome to Empowerment Talk Show.
All right, let's get back
where
on topic.
we help you to win in your life and your business. I'm Camille, and this is Latoya, and this is what we do. We have fun right here on set. It's good to laugh, but you know what I realized too is that they're taking down monuments.
Yes.
That represents us.
Yes.
I call us, the movement, us. You know, they're taking them down, and it's not. It's no longer black against black. It's everybody coming together and saying enough is enough. Our voices must be heard.
And changes must be made. It's not just our voices. We have to have changes that must be made. The United States Constitution, I think it is outdated for some of the laws, and it needs to be changed. I think they most recently passed all Confederate flags need to be removed in the United States.
I agree.
So I totally agree with that. I've seen in England where they tore down a slave owner, that's what you call him. Yeah, our slave master. They tore down his monument and pushed it off in the river. And I love that it was, there was a lot of white people just pushing it, because we need to get out of that era. Why hate somebody because of the color of the skin?
400,000 years ago, Marcus Garvey said, 400,000 years ago, Marcus Garvey, he wrote it. He said, we were already here. We were already here. We have been here. They came and made us into legislatives. They took it as their legislatives and created and said, okay, let's buy and sell them.
You know what?
Let's buy and sell them. We're not cotton. We're not pen. We're not products. So
you don't make a slave.
We don't make a slave. Slave days is over. Now we have technology where we can open our mouth and speak up. Don't be afraid to share your truth. Coming up, we're going to be having conversation about women's health. So stay tuned for that, where we're going to talk about the reality of PCOS, fibrosis, cystic fibrosis, endometriosis, and how it's affecting our young Black women.
Oh, yes.
How mental health is affecting us. How we gain weight and lose weight. What is causing it? We're going to continue on those conversations. So don't go anywhere. Continue to share and like the EPB vlog page. Okay? Go ahead. I just had to make that public announcement.
So what I've heard is a lot of people are talking about, Black on Black crimes. But what they have to remember is, yes, there exists Black on Black crime. We're not going to take away from that. But what they need to remember is you had slaves, right? Then you free them. You gave them nothing. Maybe some people got repatriation. Some didn't. Some didn't. For most part, a lot didn't. But you put them in this setting to fend for themselves. If you think about back, you watch these slave movies and you read the books, all you can say is they've endured a lot of pain.
Yeah.
They have a lot of anger that is passed on from generation to generation to generation. And the mentality too is passed on again from generation to generation. So this is what I'm saying tonight. It's like we need to rise up. We need to rise up. There is so much out there to learn. Read a book. They said if you want to hide something from a Black man, put it in a book. No more of that days. We're not accepting that anymore. Read a book. Learn your history. Young men, stop sagging your pants. Go learn why your pants was being sagged in the slavery. It didn't start from prison as a lot of people have it. It started from slavery.
But you see, one of the things that I want us to look at is, like you said, things are passed down throughout our generations, right? But I have decided that I will make a change in my bloodline. And I believe that every one of us that is on this live tonight and those who watch later should make that sound decision to make a change in your bloodline. To say to yourself, okay, the buck stops here. My children will graduate out of college. Amen. My children will graduate out of high school. They will read a book, not only read, but understand what they are reading. Because Bob Marley said it so perfectly. He said mental slavery. And the mental slavery, I was watching Archie Williams on the video show this afternoon, and he said something so fundamental. He said, I was in prison for 37 years for a crime I did not commit. A Black man. A crime I did not commit. And he said, DNA proved me innocent. He said, but I was in prison, but my mind was free.
Amen.
And a lot of us, we as our culture, our nation, our people, we are in prison in our own mind.
Yes.
And we say to ourselves, oh, I could never be a teacher.
You know what? And that comes from fear.
Yeah.
The fear that you could actually do it. The fear that you could actually succeed at something great is why a lot of people limit themselves. And soon enough, like, you come up with an idea. And this is how the mind works. Like, you come up with an idea and immediately your mind tell you, oh no. Yeah. Just the chemicals in our body, like, oh no.
This is not for me.
This is not for you. No. Your mind is like, it's like, this is not for you, girl. But
maybe I should.
Yeah, that's what it
No, this is the conversation
your
that the man had.
conscience, with your heart, with your desires. It's so many different elements that are going on, but you have to keep pacing one step at a time. Think of the bigger picture, but have smaller goals to attain the bigger picture. And I think when this time, these we've seen Missouri started with just one riot. Now the entire 50 states and
the
different
world,
and all over the world that we're having, not riots, I should say, protests, because a lot of people, let's get it right. There are protesters, there are rioters, and there are looters. And we don't want to identify the looters in this. It is there, but it's minimal.
Yeah.
And we're not
We don't want to shed any light on that. We want to shed light on the thing that is affecting us as a people. And what is affecting us as a people is the fact that we're living our lives in 400 years ago.
Still.
And we need to let go of the past. Yesterday anointing won't work for today. It's new every single day. So every day that you rise, you command your day to do what you want the day to do. Don't wait for something to happen. This morning in my morning inspiration, I said something from a book that I'm reading by John Eckhart, and it said that extraordinary measures is only used whenever we have drastic situations, and it should not be that way. It should be where we take action steps ahead of the situation before it arrives.
Right.
We don't cry out to God until when we have problems.
And it's just like now that racism has become so rampant in the United States that it's now that we are crying out. But they say it's better late than never, though.
True.
It's better late than never. Not saying that we shouldn't cry out, but this, as I said, is a movement that needs to continue. It has to continue. We have our own Black men and women and children as well, that's being killed,
affected,
and affected by this. I see New York is considering passing a bill for people who call saying that, oh, there is a Black man in my community, can you come out and check? They're trying to pass a bill to start charging those people for misconduct and
misrepresentation of somebody's character.
Ooh.
It is called character assassination. That is something that I pray against, because every time that you have something where you have a disagreement with someone, they assassinate your character.
Yes.
And that spirit lingers over your life and it affects you. I'm talking to the spiritual people and the non-spiritual. Learn something tonight. As we empower you to win in your life, we're empowering you to win because we want you to win.
Amen.
We don't want you to stay in the same riot at the bottom. We don't want you to stay at the bottom. We want you to come up to the top. And coming up to the top is not about having money.
No.
Coming up to the top is being mentally free.
Yes.
Free from your mundane foolishness. Free from your own opinion about yourself. Because when you think positive about yourself, it reflects on the people that is around you.
Yes.
The first 5 people, that's what they say?
The first 5 people that surrounds you tells who you are.
Definitely. So be careful of the friends that you keep. And I believe that as a nation, as a people, as a community, we make change not only in prayer, but going down to the city meetings, going to the legislative office. Go sit in those meetings. Don't be afraid. I go. I called one of the girls from the club and I said, hey, I called the VP. I said, Chantel, we need to get back to doing those things because it's valuable. It's important. They have information that can help us as people to grow.
Yes. And I've been, on the streets, and I've gotten the Facebook messages. I've gotten the text messages. When are we gonna, start our program back? And here we are, and we're happy to be here as well. And for those who are just joining our topic, we're just continuing the conversation about what is going on right now in our life. Black Lives Matter, so we want to get your views on it as well, to see what you think about it. How do you feel about it? Are you out in the streets protesting? Are you posting? Or
are you praying?
Are you praying?
Are you protesting? Are you posting? Or are you praying? What is it that you're doing to make a change?
Amen.
To assist in the change? What are you doing? So I would like those that are in Jamaica, share your questions on the radio station. Those that are in St. Kitts, share your questions as well, and we will get them and respond back to you for next week's session as we continue. The movement continues. Okay.
Yes.
And also, I do want to remind all of you that when you are conversating with your peers, the way how they see us handle each other,
yes,
tells a lot,
right? And
how they will treat us.
Yes, and you have to remember that
they are watching.
You have to remember that. And you know what? I saw an older gentleman said, you know, the older people, they're more likely to be reserved and calm. But the younger generation is like, don't mess with us. We are like a tiger or a lion trying to break out of that den, and we will break out of that den. So we're here to make changes, you know, to inspire others to grow. We want to change laws. We want to change laws. I saw this interview earlier. The guy was saying that if all the minorities, as they call it, I don't like saying that, but if everyone of
all the middle class,
as what America deems as minorities or people of color, should unite in the state of Texas, they can take over Texas. And there is a lot of racism in Texas. There is a lot there.
But you see, when Martin Luther King was walking, they did something that was so powerful. They came together like this.
Lock arms.
And they locked arms and they walked. And it made a difference. Why is it that we are afraid to lock arms with each other and walk together and make a difference? I may be taller than you, so my strides may be longer than yours, but we can still walk together. And that's one of the problems that we are facing as a people. We don't want to lock arms and walk together. But we have decided at the Entrepreneur Prayer Breakfast Club to make a start, to make a difference. So, Mr. Mayor, get ready. You will see us in your city meetings again. And we will be going down to Susan Bysuit's office. And Janice will be working in New Haven on that. And the team will be working in Arkansas and in Atlanta. We are going to come together and make a change. Not because we are not scrutinizing anyone. We just want to make sure that the next generation that's coming up can be a part of a nation that believes in God. Because I'm really wondering what happened to this "in God we trust." Where did it go? What happened to prayer in the schools?
There are no prayers in the schools in America. For those who don't know, you cannot pray. It's against. America is one big melting pot of people, and you cannot pray to God. And America has, you know, God bless America.
I don't understand what God.
I don't get it. What God? What are you talking about? And if you're, and it doesn't matter what God you praise, you know, it's what God are you praising for, you to tell you that it is okay to treat black people, you know, all other shades other than white as second-class citizens or no-class citizens or third-world citizens, as what they'll call it. You know, what gives you the right to treat us that way? You know, we've done nothing to you. We've done nothing but be nice. Or I've worked so hard and tirelessly.
What I look at is they came to where we were, where our ancestors were. They tapped into our wealth. They tapped into our gold mines. They tapped into our religion. They tapped into our creativity. They tapped into our education, and they switched it and gave us their English. They switched it and gave us their religion. They switched, oh, please don't get me started. They switched it around and gave us everything that our ancestors did not have.
Even down to our Bible itself. It is not what it was with our ancestors.
No.
It is not what it was. So
at all.
There are some
Why
things,
do we have so many different versions of the Word of God? And there's one God.
And there's supposed to be one God.
Why are there so many voices interpreting His Word? Because remember, if you pay attention, when the slaves were being shipped across the country, right?
Right.
They sang songs,
right?
Right? Of men, they were freeing their minds, but they didn't understand what they were doing, so they took our sound away from us.
And you know how they were able to attain that though? By rising some of us up. And the few of us that they rose up made them believe that they were a part of something big. They were the first world citizen. I now have status. And those are the ones that they use to come and whisper in the air. Like in Jamaica, in election time, you tend to hear people getting a t-shirt with money in it or something in it.
You get a little bit more food than I would, or you get
so
chicken.
It is whispered in their ear, hey, if you come over here, you can do this, or if you help us to break 10 of you in, we're able to do this.
If you give us your women, then we will give you this amount of land. If you give us your children, your younger daughters, then we will give you this. And it's still happening where we are selling. In Jamaica, we say, for those who are listening, in Jamaica, we say, we not sell out to friend them. Understand?
And families too.
That's how it go. We always sell out to one another. Why? We need to stop it. We really need to stop it. Stop selling out to one another and look out for each other. Support each other. Buy from each other.
Buy into black-owned businesses.
Buy into black-owned businesses.
Yes.
Today I was driving down Granby Street, right? And I saw an empty building. Please. And I said to, Debbie was in the car with me. We went to do something. I said to her, it would be so awesome if Pastor Eugene buy this building.
I know that building.
We have our own supermarket. We have our own bank. We have our own school. We have our own nursery. Everything, including the church, is on one platform, which means that we consistently buy into that's what each other.
Yes,
do.
That's what the Jews do, and they consistently buy into each other. And again, it starts from us tearing down each other, and that we have to stop tearing down each other. We have to be strong. As what Camille said, we have to lock arms and know that I am my brother. You're lucky. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And that we're going to all make it if we only come together. It's about unity. We said this last week and we're saying it today again. It's about unity and making it there. And we can only get there if we bond together.
And togetherness comes with communication.
Yes. And not just communication, conversation and understanding what is being said. Because a lot of people say, oh, communication is our problem. No, you communicate, you talk, you cuss, you fight. That is communicating. But if you don't understand, if you don't take what is being told to you, internalize it, and process it before making a response out of your mouth, then the conversation can go absolutely nowhere.
Right, because the word of God says, in all you're getting, get an understanding. And a lot of times when we're conversating with someone, we tend to pick for the negative things. Why?
It's really how the brain works, to be honest. It's how the brain works. The brain automatically goes to the negative, but that's where you come in with your affirmation and you correct yourself and say, no, I will not tear you down today. This is not the platform for it. Listen, COVID hit, and it hit America in March.
And
pretty
it was no
hard.
respect of color, skin, or creed. It hit across the board.
It did.
Now tell me, how did you overcome? It was the grace of God that kept you while you weren't sick.
You know what? And I've seen where it says, with all this that is going on, if you want a mental break, take a mental break. Take a mental break. If that is what you desire, take it, because it is necessary. For me, I went away over the weekend, and it was so nice just being in a different environment and kind of just feeling a little, just let loose. Just let loose and relax. So if you need that mental break, or recently we went to Chawnee's Peak in Meriden. If anyone in Connecticut haven't been there, it is something to do.
Beautiful.
It's hiking. Bring your pepper spray, your bug spray. I'm just telling you what I did. It's my first time hiking in America, and I loved it. It's beautiful there.
The Word of God says that He leads you beside the still waters. So every time you need a break, you have to also have that time with God where He leads you and give you that sense of relief. Because you could pray, but if you don't meditate on what you prayed about, you won't get any results.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that again. You can pray, but if you don't meditate on what you have prayed about, you won't get any results.
That is so true. That is so true.
Joshua, meditate upon this book. Meditate upon this book. Do not let it depart from you. And that's the thing that I believe was stolen from us, was the law that was given to us.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you notice, Africans, Black Americans, Black around the world, if you notice, we have some little things in common. No matter what country you're from, we love to cook and eat and celebrate.
Yes. Yeah.
We love to cook, eat, and celebrate. That's like a common thing among us.
It's funny you say that, because Janelle and I were watching some videos recently, and she said it. She said there must be something in Black people that as soon as we hear a beat, it just flows in our soul, and we start picking up and we start going, no matter how small it is. We just start, and it's something that we do as a people, that care, that nurturing feeling, the love for each other. It is there. Where some of us has been so brainwashed to think that you cannot be your brother's keeper, but you can be. You can be if everyone starts setting our minds in one accord. We're not saying that everyone should be thinking alike, because there's no two man that is going to constantly and consistently think alike. There is going to be disruptions, but it's how you deal with it. So, back in slavery, they had to riot. They had to do what they had to do to overcome. And now we're doing the same thing. But at the same time, I feel like in the midst of this, we have to find another way as well. And the only way to find it is to start taking control. For me, at least for me, it's about taking control of the way how we spend our money, the way how we visit other people, the way how we interact with each other, so that other people can perceive that. We have to change those small steps. And then a lot of our people too need to be reformed.
You see, Lisa Nichols says something that I always say, repeat, is that handle the micro wins so you can achieve the macro win. Which means that the small, minute things start in our own self.
Yes.
The minute things start in our children. How are we behaving before them? What is our conversations like in front of our kids, our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters? How are we treating our husbands? How are we treating our wives? Those things all fall under empowerment. Your mind is empowered, but then your husband and your mate and your children's mind is not empowered.
No.
It's not balanced.
It's not balanced.
It's not balanced at all.
And there's always going to be conflict when it's not balanced. It's just like the example I shared earlier, where the family, the parents are racist, but the kids aren't. So they're going to always clash. They're going to always clash based on their views, because they want to have Black friends and they want their friends to come over, but they can't come over because their racist parents doesn't want them. And you know what? It reads something into the friend too.
That becomes such a burden on a child, giving a child such a responsibility that they know nothing of.
That they know nothing of. Racism is taught. It's not something that you're born with.
It's taught. It is taught in schools. One of my friends from Ghana and I was talking about that. And she was sharing with me, she said, Camille, as children, because she experienced it with her 4 children, as kids, they teach you that in kindergarten. So the teacher you will go to the teacher for assistance, and then a Black student comes and they're like, okay, no, sit down. You see, and they'll deal with the Caucasian student.
It's a lot. And what I love most recently, that there's such a big Black movement, the way how we carry ourselves, the way for women, a lot of women are going back to their natural afro hair. You should have seen my hair. Like I know for me, going back to the natural state, it brings you such calm, and you don't have to keep. A lot of people can't handle their hair, in the natural state because it's thick, it's coarse, or hair grow up to the sun to let us shine. So a lot of people, and whatever you choose to do, but I like that a lot of women are going back
to their truth,
to their truth. And we're now using a more holistic approach in the way how we do things and how we heal our body versus the chemicals that they give us to put in our body.
But when we were growing up as children, I remember my grandmother, every time something was wrong with one of us, it was always herbs.
Yes.
It was always, go to the garden and pick this bush, get leaf alive, put Cinco Bible on your skin.
Yes.
It's always a remedy for something. And even now, doctors are still using herbs and different plants to create medicine. But that too was stolen from us.
Yes. And I see, to be honest, on Instagram, it's the day of the Instagram has established a lot of Black-owned businesses of people going back to their roots. No chemicals. Some of the soaps that we use, just absolutely nothing. Do you know fluoride is considered cancerous, and that is something that we have in our toothpaste?
I don't use it.
A lot. That's the next thing. We need to assess the things that we're putting in our body as people. Colgate.
How you eat affects your mind.
Yes. Yes.
What you put in your body affects your skin. The makeup you wear affects your skin. The hair you put on your head, it affects your skin. And it also helps you to feel good about yourself. So you have to know how you are going to empower yourself by the things that you are doing. But here on the Empowerment Talk Show, we want to give you simple strategies to help you to find your truth and maximize your potentials. Number 1, eradicate fear from your life. Erase.
Start there.
Once you remove fear, begin to learn how to speak positive.
Yes.
By getting up every single day and commanding your day.
Meditate.
Law
Pray.
of attraction.
Yes. We did so many topics on that one.
So if you decide to grow into the best version of yourself, start by doing those 2 things, and then next week we'll give you 2 more. Again, I'm Camille Oneash Ismail.
And I'm Latoya Ba, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight on the Empowerment Talk Show. Again, we do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Time. So for our listeners in Jamaica, St. Kitts, this show is being aired at 7 p.m. and in the United States, Canada, it is being aired at 8 p.m.
I want to just say thank you so much to the radio stations that are broadcasting us. We really, really appreciate the love, and that can be nothing but God, because when we started with nothing. But we're here where we're getting support. Thank you so much to Central Praise, always supporting us in St. Kitts. We appreciate you. Valty, we appreciate you. And thanks to the Arena of Fire International Ministries, Pastor Eugene and Pastor Lovelace Ose, we want to say thank you so much for your prayers and your support. To all the members of the Entrepreneur Prayer Breakfast Club, Miss Vonda all the way in Arkansas, and the team in Atlanta, Mama Barbara, I want to say thank you for believing in the vision. And as we go along and create more, I believe that God will continue to give us increase. Right. Because of COVID-19, we did not get to travel to Arkansas or go to St. Kitts. But we promise you, once the country is reopened, Obed, if you're watching, don't say anything. Okay?
We're coming.
We are going. Okay.
And what I want to say is thank you to our new followers and listeners, because we have the Prince Data Radio platform that he's streaming for us right now with his listeners, and we appreciate it a lot. We love it, we support it, and we'll continue to support each other, and we'll support, I support you as well. And so we're making this one step at a time, one movement at a time, and I hope that you guys can join us next week for another segment of Empowerment Talk. I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful night. It's been...
Oh, wait. Before I go, tomorrow morning, Coach Vida Latty from the UK will be live on the Entrepreneur Prayer Breakfast line right here.
You want to be on there.
You want to be listening to Coach Vida. She's going to be talking about empowering your mind as a people. Again, part 2. So she'll be coming live from the UK streaming. So grab your pens and your paper. She's dynamite. She wrote the book, The Aroma Factor, a must read. Pick it up on Amazon. As well as in the night, we will be having Josette Hill. She comes on with financial freedom in the ghetto. So from her perspective as an entrepreneur, she will teach you how to maximize your income, how to save, how to budget, and how to do your taxes, prepare your taxes for your tax person. And then on Wednesday, we have Takesha Taylor, Keisha's Creative Kitchen event planning. She will be live on Wednesday. So if you're on your lunch break, you could watch to learn to prepare healthy foods. So she'll be streaming live. And then in the night, we will have Miss Vonda. She's coming in to do dynamic health, the issues between mental health and how we respond. Powerful segment coming live all the way from Arkansas. And then Thursday, we're going to have Miss Barbara Nelson. She will be doing Real Estate Corner on how to buy properties. On Friday, we have Glam Up. So Miss Pretty Rule, she will be coming in to teach we ladies how to do our makeup. Yes, take care of our skin.
Yes.
And then on Saturday, where we're going to have community highlights, where we'll be going out in the field to interview business owners on how COVID-19 have affected them. And in the evening, you will hear from hairstylist Chantel, relationship coach Chantel Harris, as she talks about how to take care of your prel. And in the evening at 8 p.m., don't miss it, Nurse and Thea Lynn Cook will be live talking about the issues that we face as women dealing with fibrosis, endometriosis, and how can we take it from a holistic approach to heal and be the best version of ourselves. And then Sunday morning at 11 a.m., we will be streaming live from the Arena of Fire. Right there, you'll get your church service going on. So God bless you. That's our schedule for the week, and we will be back next week.
See you then. Bye.